You have said that Modi's BJP engages in the politics of hatred and violence. Can you explain what you mean by this?
I mean, it's explained in the sentence, right? They sort of generate a certain amount of hatred in society. They polarize society, and they're not inclusive. They don't embrace everybody, and they divide society. That's yeah, and that's damaging in my view to India, because India has always had a tradition of conversation, of openness. All our great leaders, spiritual, political, Mahatma Gandhi, Buddha, all of them promoted harmony, promoted peace, promoted conversation. So it's in our culture, it's in our history to sort of bring people together and have these dialogues. So that's, I think it's a difference in ideology between us and the BJP. Mm-hmm. We feel India should be allowed to express itself, and we feel that political leaders should be comfortable in sort of being questioned and should learn from that questioning. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's just a difference in viewpoint.
What are your concerns with regard to the use of the citizenship law to expel Muslim Indians who have lived in India for generations? How would you handle things differently?
I think all Indian people, right, have a right to expression. All Indian people have a right to religious freedom. All Indian communities should feel free to express themselves. So I don't differentiate between any community, any caste. I think India, as I mentioned just now, is a conversation, and the freer and more open that conversation, the more powerful India becomes.
If your party were to return to power, what changes would it seek to implement to ensure the rights of minorities in India?
I mean, India has a very robust system already in place. That system has been weakened. Right? But it's not that system doesn't exist. If the conversation, the democratic conversation is allowed to be fostered, then these issues will settle themselves.
So the rule of law is in place, it just perhaps isn't followed?
No, it's not. You have to have an independent set of institutions mm-hmm. that are not pressurized and controlled. And that's been the norm in India. This is an aberration. Okay. What is taking place in India. So, from our perspective, the foundations of democracy in India are very strong, and the protections exist, but they're being sort of disturbed.
Mm-hmm. And you see that if Congress came to power, they could quickly be restored.
I mean, quickly, I don't know, but the Congress party is the institution that conceptualized them in the first place, mm-hmm. right? So we don't view them as our institutions. We view them as institutions of the state, and so we ensured that there was independence and neutrality in these institutions, and it's not difficult to do if that's what you're trying to do.
तो राहुल गांधी विदेश में घूम रहे हैं, वो कहते हैं कि मैं नफरत के बाजार में मोहब्बत का पैगाम लेके आया हूं। राहुल गांधी, भारत की विकास यात्रा के खिलाफ आप नफरत का बाजार क्यों फैलाते हैं? अविश्वास का बाजार क्यों फैलाते हैं? Mr. Rahul Gandhi, I wish to respond to your loud claim repeatedly made that you seek to spread love and affection in an atmosphere of hatred. But why you are spreading a market of pessimism, of almost open public display of lack of faith in India's development story. तो आपका मोहब्बत का पैगाम एक बहाना है नरेंद्र मोदी की अगुवाई में भारत के विकास के खिलाफ दुनिया में नफरत का बाजार फैलाना आपकी प्राथमिकता है।